now we get to what's in my book for real. And I'll go ahead since I was so eager to get to this. Joe Burrow plus 1,800 to win the NFL MVP. Not bad. Not bad.
You're gonna need to not lose more than 5 games.
That's true. I think that's true. Or he needs to start putting up even better numbers. 405 yards this past week. He has 1956 on the season, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. But he's top 10 in both yards and touchdowns, and he's top 4 in passing touchdowns right now. He's finding the end zone.
Right now, it's a 2-man race between Kyler and Brady because Brady is putting up stupid numbers right now.
If you put money on this, you're thinking that Burrow is going to catch fire and have a hot hand. And maybe his last college season, that 2019 season, always leads you to believe he might be able.
If there's a bet out there you can take where it's a futures bet within the next 5 years, I would take that rather.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is one out there, but a futures MVP bet where Burrow wins one within the next 5 years, I would rather take that than this year because he's still going to need to do a lot more.
What do you got for your first line?
My first one, this one, stop what you're doing. Go download whatever app you want. Maybe it's the one that we are currently in negotiation with, but maybe it's a different one. And go take this right now. I deposited $100 into my betting account today solely to bet on this. Solely, the Bulls right now to make the playoffs is plus 115. The Bulls right now are the fucking most fun team to watch in basketball. This team does some stupid shit. Look, you talk about the Caruso show, you talk about Lonzo, Levine, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic. This team is fucking talented, and I guarantee this team will be a playoff team. Plus 115 odds. I saw those odds, and I was like, yep, I'm not even wasting time. And I took that right away. This Bulls team in the Eastern Conference, which is very top-heavy and not very back-heavy, the Bulls, I guarantee, make the playoffs at plus 115. Those odds are fucking incredible.
Yeah, I'm putting that on here right now. I'm gonna make sure that I have that.
I looked at that. I was like, "Are we serious right now? Like, are we really doing this? Like, plus 115 for the Bulls? Come on."
Yeah, no, I'll get that on there for sure. My next line that I have, this is one that I really like: Michigan State plus 4.5 against Michigan. Maybe Michigan does beat Michigan State. I don't think that it's going to be a blowout. These two teams, it's a rivalry. It's not as heated as the Ohio State rivalry, obviously, but they don't like each other. And everybody remembers 2014, Sean McDonough's voice crack on that punt. All Michigan had to do was punt the ball away, and they couldn't even do that. Michigan State ended up winning. I believe it's at Michigan State. 1 second. Well, I'm going to confirm that. But either way, it is at Michigan State. So it's in East Lansing. The Spartans are scrappy this year. I think Mel Tucker has them. They have an identity of what they'd like to do, and that's run the football. And I like them at plus 4.5 at minus 110 odds.
Not bad. That's not. I think that game will come down to a field goal. So I think you'll win your bet either way there. I like that a lot. My next one, the odds were up because the game was live, and it's very hard to bet on the World Series MVP while a game is live. It's easier to do it after certain games happen. But I'm going to go Jock Pearson to win World Series MVP. Right now, he has the 8th best odds. I don't know. That means it's over at least plus 500. So I like this. Jock Pearson is going to fucking crank one into right field at some point. And dude just got raw power. And then right now, the Braves wouldn't be where they are without him. So I like Jock Pearson to win World Series MVP.
Yep, quick update on that as well. It's bottom of the 8th in game 1. As we're recording this, Braves still lead 6-1.
Beautiful.
And the Astros do have a runner on third with no outs. So
doesn't matter. 6-1. Gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous.
6-1. My last line that I have, I mentioned it earlier, Florida's plus 14.5 against Georgia. I saw that earlier today, and I was like, yep, I can deal with that. Because if you look at Florida's resume, and I pulled it up earlier today, but their losses are to really good teams. I don't think that there's a bad loss on their resume here. I got it pulled up now. So they lost to Alabama 31-29. We all know how they almost came back. They backdoor covered that game. Kentucky 20-13, LSU 49-42. The biggest margin of defeat that they've had is 7 points. So give me plus 14.5 against Georgia. I know Georgia's defense is great. I don't think Georgia's offense is as good as their defense is for sure. And I don't think their offense is very explosive. So that's a lot of points. And for Georgia to beat Florida in a game like this, it's the world's largest cocktail party. It's the Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville. It's the only time that stadium's ever full. and it's good. It's a big moment. So I like the Gators at plus 14.5. I think that's minus 115 odds. I believe it was minus 115.
Yeah, plus 14.5 is very, very reasonable for a team that was a top 10 team at one point in Florida. That's very good odds. My last one, I got a good one here. This Packers plus 6.5. The line, I think, is going to get worse. You're going to see a lot of money come in at the Packers because the line has changed. It was 3.5 one point, or like I think it was Monday night. It was 3.5, and the line has slowly shifted over after Devontae Adams news and Lazard news. Obviously, I think that line will shrink back down. But if you get it at plus 6.5, I think it's very, very reasonable. Because if the Cardinals win, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it could be a 4-point game, 3-point game, whatever it may be. I think that'll make that one a little more interesting. Plus 6.5 is very, very nice.
Already a big game. It's the best Thursday night football game that we've had in a few weeks because the Thursday night games have been kind of so-so, but this is two marquee teams, two teams that are legitimately in the conversation to be in the NFC Championship game. There's no doubt about it. The Packers and Cardinals could find themselves playing again in January or February and have a trip to the Super Bowl on the line.
Oh, this is a game that you'll definitely see down the road, in my opinion. Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's ride the slope. Did we do good last week?
No, we lost again last week. I think this is another bad week. This week, we're going to get funky. We're going to get funky with this dude. So I got some wild ones. We're going back to football because basketball odds didn't hit. Also, it was your fucking girlfriend Spurs that lost me last week also. It wasn't me. That's what grinded my gears the most. But this week, we're going to get funky. We're going to get some wild ones. And this is – if you hit this, you're going to have a payday, okay? My first one, I have the Bengals over 24.5 points first half. Actually, that's my second one. My first one is first half over 24.5 points, Rams, Texans. Rams, I think, are going to pour it off. First half points. Plus 105 over 24.5 points at the first half line. I think they come out and punk them. I don't think I think the Rams could get a defensive touchdown here. Could make some noise. Could do that. Plus 105 are very, very good odds. Medium level, I just said it, Bengals minus 9.5 and plus 43.5 points at plus 231. Great odds because the Bengals are going to fucking pour it on this team.
Jamar Chase is going to have 3 touchdowns.
They will cover this 43.5 spread alone on offense. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
So 9.5 spread, which means they kill them, and over 43.5 points, I think they do it by themselves. So I think that's where they get that. So those odds are plus 231. Those are odds you're probably going to want to take just as alone as it is. But here's where we get juicy. The difficult one, we have Giants plus 10 versus the Chiefs at minus 110. This is the game where I was thinking maybe the Chiefs are feeling it. Maybe the Chiefs are back. Maybe they got it finally going. I think the Giants are going to slow this game down. I don't think the Chiefs win by more than 10 points. If they do, it's not going to do – if they're going to win, it's not going to be by more. I think the Giants could torch the secondary, and I didn't like the over as much because you don't know what this Chiefs offense is going to do, especially what they did against Tennessee. So I'm taking the 10-point spread with the Giants there against the Chiefs. Altogether, plus 1,191. $10 wins you $119. Like I said, we got to get funky a little bit. I went out there with a little bit different odds this week. I looked at some first half spreads, looked at some overs and some money lines together to see what the best odds are. I like both. I like all three of these a lot. It's destined that one of these is going to lose just because I've hit. I think every single ride the slope, I've hit 2 out of the 3. So it's destined one of these is going to lose. I'm not sure which one, but I think we got a good chance with all 3 of these.
Yeah, I really like actually that 10-point spread because the Chiefs, their defense is not good enough to – even against the Eagles, it was Chiefs touchdown, Eagles touchdown, Chiefs touchdown, Eagles field goal, Chiefs touchdown, Eagles touchdown. It went back and forth. So that 10-point spread is interesting for the Giants. I might have to look into that one a little bit. That's my favorite leg of that one. Honestly, and it's the most difficult one.
Leg?
No, I mean, I think that one's just a slam dunk. I'm intrigued by the Giants line because I'm like, maybe I could win.
Yeah. With the minus 110 odds, that's why you got to throw this with a parlay a little bit more too, because you got to get a little more bang for your buck. That's why you might look at the over for the Bengals game and parlay together. Like I said, you don't have to ride the full slope. Maybe you'll down just a couple of the grains and go back up and find us next week and then ride a different trail down. You know what I mean?
Pizza, French fry. Yep.